Please come in. You're right on time. The door only opens when the clock strikes midnight. Georgia and Hannah are preparing to broadcast from the belfry. Just like this old bell tower, they have many stories to tell. Some old and some new. Follow me up these stairs, but mind your step. Ah, they're waiting for you.
And that's it. And I love Brian David Gilbert. I think he's so funny, and he's such a fucking nerd. So I watched that. He was on. They did like a Price is Right kind of thing with items from the thrift store.
Oh,
And it was so funny.
funny.
There was a Homer Simpson shaped soap on a rope. It was fucking.
Oh my God.
I know.
At the thrift store.
Yeah,
Thrifted soap.
I know. And some other shit that costs way too much goddamn money for like being at the thrift store. And then some stuff that's like, oh, this has got to be like $20. And it's like $1.99. You're
Oh
like,
my God.
what is the system? There is none.
I can't remember what was happening, but it might have been today and last night, but I was yelling because last night we were watching Until Dawn.
Oh God, it kills me.
Which
It kills me.
has been fucking with my dreams a little bit.
Oh really?
Not gonna lie, yeah.
Have you ever played that game before or seen anyone
No.
else play it?
No, no,
So
no,
this
no.
is like the first you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It back when it came out in 2015, from like 2015 to 2017, it was like one of my favorite games. So like The Last of Us and Until Dawn
Uh-huh.
and the Telltale Walking Dead games and oh no, I think that might be it. I would like watch all of the like lore videos and shit on
Oh
YouTube all
yeah.
the time. It's fucking ridiculous. But I feel like it was such a cultural event to experience that game and all of its various jump scares and whatnot.
I'd never even heard of it before. But I was very much completing my pattern of like yelling the answer or yelling something at the
Mm-hmm.
TV. And then like 2 minutes later, Dan would say that like me and Dan were connected.
I mean, Dan is
He's the voice of the people.
he, you know, he's able to pay attention because he's not playing the game.
That's true.
So that definitely helps.
Every single time I yell something, he says it 2 seconds to 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God damn it, Daniel. But no, we watched the Man of Medan one.
Oh, yeah, because they had their compilation. They uploaded the compilation recently.
Yeah, because they were gonna
It's
play this.
me, Dan. It's bad.
Oh
As
yeah,
me,
that was really funny.
Dan.
So we watched that. I mean, so far I liked that one better, honestly.
Like the
Um,
game.
yeah, and it might just be because the story wasn't so convoluted. Um,
Yeah. The Quarry was another game by the same gaming company or the same developer that was very much like butterfly
yeah.
effect, kind of complicated as fuck. Like there's so much going on, there's so many people, like I don't know what's happening. But yeah, Man of Me, Dan.
Man of Medan.
Which for those of you listening, if you've even left us in,
We talked about it.
we talked about that. The Urang Medan
Mm-hmm.
or Man of Medan. Spooky.
Spooky.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, this episode comes out right before Halloween, I think.
It does, doesn't it?
Whee!
Shit.
Or maybe
Holy
the week
shit!
buff week before Halloween. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Anyway, yeah, that's good stuff. Good,
Stuff.
good
I'm
stuff.
so glad that you watch Game Grumps. Because it's really letting me like talk about something that I've held deep in my heart for so long.
Well, it's all Shannon's fault.
It is. I'm so grateful for it. Although, I mean, there are some things that I have like said to him, and he's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, it's a Game Grumps reference. What do you
Yeah.
mean you don't get it?
Well, I
He's
know
like,
that
I'm
he,
sorry, I must not know that one.
yeah, I know
Uh,
he doesn't necessarily watch every single episode. And I think there was like maybe a period where like today it's part of our routine. We come home from work and we're like, oh, we're gonna eat dinner. What did Game Grumps put out today?
yeah, is it worth it? Probably not, but let's watch it anyway.
Like the other day, the chess one, the Texas chess one,
Oh my God, yeah.
he was really into that, but I was like, no, I don't want to watch this. I'm
I thought it
bored.
was great. It was a good
But
one. I have to warn you that in 8 minutes my phone alarm is gonna go off and I'm gonna have to feed my child.
oh, it sure is. Because Seth isn't there to do it.
No, he's almost home.
You're a single mom today.
Yeah. I mean, I was a single mom for a hot minute there.
Living the dream.
What
Okay, well, we'll just get into
what
it.
are we who am I? Who are what am I learning
Well,
today?
we've glossed over two world wars,
We really have kind of, yeah.
and now we find ourselves in January of 1949. The American dream is thriving
Is it though?
with tidy suburban homes and the
Maybe
kind
for
of
middle class white men, it's thriving. Anyway, please continue.
and the kind of optimism that could only be found following World War II
Hmm.
and entering the atomic age. But a fascination with the dark corners of the psyche was on the rise.
Hell yeah.
People searched for proof that evil was real. Maybe they were trying to rationalize their experiences during the war? Question mark. Our story today begins in Cottage City, Maryland.
Mayor College City?
Cottage
Or
City,
Cottage City?
the city of cottages.
The city of cottage cheese. Disgusting. Anyway, and I even like cottage cheese, but I just can't.
Or Maryland, as
Mar-
as as the Brits would call it.
yeah, Maryland. The land of Marys.
The land of Marys and the city of cottages.
So stupid.
A 13-year-old boy starts hearing odd noises, faint dripping, scratching, and tapping from the walls and floorboards, the shuffle of furniture being moved across a room, and things would only escalate from there. This story would terrify priests, captivate writers, and inspire one of the most infamous horror movies ever made.
Ah.
The Exorcist! Oh.
Uh, uh, wah. Oh, oh.
This is the story of Roland Doe, aka Robbie Mannheim,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
aka real name Ronald Hunkler.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about his real name.
Yeah. Because it's so stupid.
Ronald, aka Robbie,
Hunkler.
aka Roland, was born in 1935,
I'm fine.
an only child in a comfortable middle class Lutheran family. His parents were strict but loving, and his closest companion was his weird aunt. Goals. I'm the weird aunt.
I think Seth just came home,
What a bitch.
so I'm not gonna have to get up and feed Milo.
Harriet was an eccentric woman with an interest in the occult, and she is said to have introduced Ronald, aka Robbie, aka Roland, to Ouija boards.
Mm.
Now, if you remember from a few episodes ago, Ouija boards were considered harmless and innocent parlor games at this time. So in 1949, Weird Aunt Harriet died,
Rip.
and this is reportedly when activity began. The furniture sliding across the floor. The bed shook violently while Roland lay in it. Religious objects shook on the walls. The family reported hearing rhythmic scratching, almost like marching and knocking sounds coming from inside the walls. By late February, scratches appeared on his body, then words. His skin seemed to spell out messages. So
Ugh.
when Lewis appeared on his rib cage, his family takes it as divine direction or satanic direction, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Oh yeah.
They're like, we have to go to St. Louis. That's where his mom was from. But before they go, a local Lutheran minister, Reverend Luther Miles Schultz, becomes involved. Now, he is interested in parapsychology, which is the 1940s version of ghost hunting,
Mhm.
and he invites Ronald slash Roland slash Robbie.
Are you gonna AKA every time? I mean, that shit's funny,
I don't know which one I want to call him.
but you don't have to.
Maybe I'll just stick with Roland since it's their case of Roland Doe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He invites Roland to stay at his house for observation, and he claims to witness the furniture moving on its own, and he is concerned and feeling a little out of his depth. So he tells the family that they should go to the Catholics because the Catholics know about this kind of thing.
You better believe they do.
So
I don't know. I'm just saying stuff.
this seems like a Catholic problem.
Yeah.
The family turned to Father E. Albert Hughes, who was a priest at St. James Catholic Church in nearby Mount Rainier. That's the town of Mount Rainier, Maryland, not to be confused with Mount Rainier, Washington.
I figured, bitches be naming shit all over the
I
country the
know.
same. So,
Uh, Father Hughes gave them holy water and candles, little spiritual first aid kit. Uh, but the disturbances continued. So he requested permission from the Archdiocese of Washington to perform an exorcism. Washington, D.C., not Washington State.
it's just getting more confusing now. Now I'm like, well,
And this is the first exorcism that Roland would undergo. Now, it took place at Georgetown University Hospital, which was slash is question mark, I don't know, I didn't look it up, a Jesuit institution.
mm,
So for anyone who doesn't know, Jesuit is like a flavor of Catholicism, um, like a specific Catholic order, like Franciscans or um, Augustinians or what's the other one? Benedictine.
hmm
Fun fact, Pope Francis was the first Jesuit to be elected to the papacy.
Oh shit! Wait. I think I did know this.
Yeah, they have a pretty controversial history, it seems like.
The Jesuits? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So anyway, during that first exorcism attempt at Georgetown, things allegedly turned violent. Roland reportedly slipped one of his hands free from his restraints, broke a bed spring out from underneath the mattress, and slashed Father Hughes' arm from shoulder to wrist, requiring over 100 stitches.
Jesus.
So the exorcism ended abruptly.
Yeah.
Whether the injury happened exactly that way actually remains debatable because later investigators found no record of the incident. But by early March, no one could deny that something was wrong, one way or another, whether supernatural or psychological. So the family packed their bags and headed for St. Louis after all. When they arrive in St. Louis, they stay with relatives. They hope that the distance will calm down whatever's happening. But instead, the disturbances follow them, of course, scratching, levitation, guttural voices. One of the relatives contacts a professor at St. Louis University who passes the message to Father Raymond J. Bishop. This is the guy who wrote the now famous Diary of Events, which would inform both journalists and horror writers.
Mm-hmm.
Horror.
Horror.
Horror. Horror. Horror.
Oh, the horror. So stupid.
Bishop visits the house and witnesses the bed shaking himself, and he brings with him Father William Bowdern, who was the pastor of St. Francis Xavier College Church. He was a no-nonsense World War II veteran known for his grit, and their visit confirmed chaos. Shaking beds, flying objects, guttural voices, aversion to sacred symbols. So after consulting with the St. Louis Archbishop, Bowdern was granted official permission to perform an exorcism according to the Roman ritual, the official Catholic exorcism
the Pope
procedure.
type.
I should have looked up how the instructions.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
He recruits Bishop as a recorder, as well as a young Jesuit scholastic, Walter Halloran, as physical backup. The first rite began at 10:15 in the evening on March 16th at the relative's house, and according to Bishop's diary, Roland convulsed and cursed and reacted violently to holy water and relics. And at one point, a relic of St. Margaret Mary is flung to the floor, though no human hand had touched it.
Mm.
The exorcisms took place almost nightly. The pattern was consistent. Roland was calm and lucid by day, but at night he entered this like trance-like state, screaming and cursing and speaking in what witnesses described as Latin phrases. So on March 21st, they moved Roland to Alexian Brothers Hospital, believing the controlled environment will help. But the pattern remained. Calm days, violent nights. He was thrashing and speaking Latin phrases and occasionally displaying scratches that formed words like evil and hell. And at one point, he even broke Halloran's nose. Now, during these long weeks, Bowdern was fasting, and the Jesuits were teaching Roland Catholic prayers, hoping that conversion would strengthen him spiritually. So on April... Yes.
Catholic. Interesting.
Yeah. So on April 1st, he's baptized.
Not that long after. Okay.
Yeah. And on April 2nd, he takes his first communion. And
wow.
Yeah, they're really...
This was all very fast.
Yeah.
Compared to how they do it now.
And it's probably like emergency rights, we have to go!
Yeah.
Stat!
We gotta teach him how to take the bread and what it means and all this shit.
Pour that wine in his mouth, you gotta hold him down!
Pour it! Exactly. Holy shit. Yep.
Take off my blood! Take off my blood! Anyway, each milestone seems to trigger a new outburst as if the entity is resisting. And then finally, on April 18th, Easter Monday, after months of nightly rituals, Bishop's Diary records, since Monday at 11 p.m., there have been no indications of the presence of the devil.
Mm.
And it seemed that possession had ended.
So how long was it from beginning to end? It was like a month?
No, it was
Ish?
like
It was like
3.5 months.
Oh.
Well, three. It started at the end of January.
Or I'm sorry, I meant from when they went to St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, because I went to St. Louis
Like March something?
in the beginning, the first half of March, yeah.
Yeah.
March.
Damn, yo.
And the second attempt, the first for real exorcism attempt was on March 16th.
Yeah.
And that was after they'd already been there for, I don't know, a few days, a couple weeks, somewhere in there.
Yeah, gotta.
I think they went to St. Louis like at the very beginning of March, so it would have been like 10 days or so that they'd been there before the actual exorcism attempt began.
Just doing some sightseeing, checking
Yeah,
out the arch or whatever.
yeah.
If it even existed then, I don't know St. Louis history.
Uh, I think so. Now I gotta look it up.
Sorry.
Because it was built for St. Louis Arch. Oh, nope, sure didn't exist then.
Oh, okay. Was it in the 50s when it was built?
The 60s.
60s? Okay. The gateway to the Midwest or whatever.
Yeah, the whole West. The whole Middle West.
The all of the Middle West. As if Illinois isn't the Midwest. But it's fine. It's not my home state, so I'm not mad about it.
Well, you know, it's all about the Mississippi River.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever. It's all about the he said. Fuck! I always do that. It's all about the he said, she said.
Bullshit?
It's all about the he said, she said. I don't even remember who fucking sings that.
Yeah, is it the next word bullshit?
Yeah, I don't know. I only know that line, to be honest
Oh
with
my
you.
God.
But when I say it like in the voice, I always fuck it up and say it's all about the he shed, she shed.
Hey man, some people are all about their she sheds.
Uh, I would be if I had one.
I would be too, honestly.
You wouldn't get me to leave. That'd be my spot. It's all about the he said, she
It's
said.
fine.
Oh, I did it right. I put
I mean,
all of
it's
my
Limp
my
Bizkit.
thought
It
into
doesn't
it.
matter if you get it wrong.
I know.
Anyway, that
Anyway.
summer, the Washington Post published a short article by Bill Brinkley describing a 14-year-old Maryland boy being freed by a Catholic priest of possession by the devil. The boy's name is withheld.
Sorry, you just got so excited.
Yeah, and I was trying to do it in one breath. It was really hard.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god.
But the headline lodges itself in the imagination of one William Peter Blatty, then a student at Georgetown. 2 decades later, he would transform that little newspaper clipping into his 1971 novel, The Exorcist. Dun dun dun!
Da, da, da. I thought you were gonna say he transformed into a bat.
Bat!
Bat!
For decades, the boy remained anonymous under the pseudonyms
Hell yeah.
Roland Doe and Robbie Mannheim. But in 2021, the Skeptical Inquirer identified him as Ronald Hunkler, a retired NASA engineer who had helped design heat-resistant panels for the Apollo missions.
Holy shit.
Yeah, He died in 2020, just a month before his 86th birthday.
What? Damn.
Good
Okay.
for good for him. Like
Yeah.
honestly, getting out before COVID really fucking.
Well, it depends on when he died in 2020. He might have died of COVID.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying good for him for not having to deal with the aftermath of COVID.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You know, the post-COVID hellscape that we now live in.
Yeah. You mean the best of times? You
Yeah.
mean the America is great now times?
Okay.
Yeah, let's move on.
A longtime companion of his told the New York Post that he lived in quiet fear that his NASA coworkers would uncover his past.
Mm.
On Halloween, we always left the house. He had a terrible life from worry, she said. After the exorcism, Ronald returned to Maryland. He finished school, married, had children, and worked nearly 40 years at NASA. Colleagues remembered him as
Slay.
brilliant, quiet, and occasionally high-strung, but no one suspected that he could be that boy. Late in life, he reportedly received an uninvited visit from a Catholic priest who performed last rites, and his companion later said, I have no idea how the father knew to come, but he got Ron to heaven. Which, like, I guess
Yeah.
good for you, if that's what you believe.
Yeah.
But of course, not everyone buys the possession story. Author Thomas B. Allen, who wrote a book called Possessed, The True Story of an Exorcism, spent years researching the case. He interviewed Halloran, the last surviving eyewitness, who was bluntly unsure, quoting, I never made an absolute statement about the things because I didn't feel qualified.
Hmm.
Popular skeptics of this case are Mark Opsasnick
Holy shit. Okay.
and Joe Nickel.
We really encounter some
I know.
fun names, don't we?
Joe Nickel and Mark Opsasnick.
Obsasnik.
They argue the case was likely a product of a deeply troubled teenager.
Hmm.
Opsasnick's investigation found no evidence for the dramatic Georgetown hospital attack and suggested too much of the documentation was hearsay repeated by priests and journalists eager for a good story. Nickel noted that the phenomena, moving objects, scratches, trances, are all behaviors that can be staged by a determined adolescent. Even the Latin phrases could have been mimicry. The boy grew up around clergy and heard the prayers every night when they were trying to perform these exorcisms on him. And that's not that different from what we've talked about with like poltergeists and stuff
Yeah.
last season. Obsasnik added that the people involved interpreted events through their own lenses. To psychiatrists, Rob Doe is how he calls him, suffered from mental illness. To priests, this was demonic possession. To writers and producers, it was a story to exploit. And it's now a damning observation about how perspective shapes truth or myth. It's important to remember that it's 1949, a time of immense social anxiety. World War II
Mhm.
only ended a few years earlier. The atomic bomb had redefined the boundaries of human power, so to speak. Psychiatry was emerging as a modern science, but religion still framed most Americans' understanding of morality and the unknown. So when
And mental
something,
illness too.
yeah, so when something inexplicable happened, a child behaving violently, both the church and the public were primed to see it through the spiritual battle lens. And even Bodard himself, he was a war vet. He had seen, you know, the evils of World War II on the battlefield, and we all know World War II was not a good time.
Hmm.
So for him, this was another kind of war that he engaged in, and he perceived it as a war for the soul of this boy, right? William Peter Blatty never met Hunkler, but that 1949 article obviously stuck with him. As a senior at Georgetown, he'd heard stories from priests who uh, claimed to know the case firsthand. In 1971, he spun those stories into The Exorcist, the tale of a young girl possessed by a demon and the Jesuit priest who battles it. So while Roland Doe's case was the spark, The Exorcist drew on some broader folklore and theology of possession and a couple other kind of historical exorcism cases, two of which of the more well-known ones are Anneliese Michael, who was a German woman. Her death during exorcisms led to manslaughter charges against her priests and her parents, and that's the story that inspired The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Did you see that movie?
Mm-mm. I know about it.
I forgot about that movie, but I went to go see it in theaters.
Oh shit. Was it good?
I could not tell you a single thing about it.
Hell yeah. That's how you know it's good.
The other more famous case, which I would really love to do a whole episode on if we can fit it in somewhere sometime, is the Loudun possessions from 1634 in France, where Ursuline nuns accused a priest of witchcraft. And it was an early example of gendered hysteria and mass psychosis with a splash of politics. All stuff we like to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So when the film adaptation debuted in 1973, it traumatized audiences.
Yeah. Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah, the spinning heads, the levitation, the pea soup, none of that really
Yeah.
appeared in the real case, obviously.
Mm-mm.
But the fear that something that dark and sinister, could like take root in an ordinary suburban middle class American home really scared people. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this episode as well, as back in episode 12 on spiritualism,
Mm-hmm.
objects like Ouija boards were no longer simple parlor games thanks to this movie. People were convinced that one wrong move with the Ouija board could open, a portal to hell in your house
And let a demon possess you.
and let a demon possess you or your child, probably your cat. I don't know.
Oh, not Milo.
My cat, one of my cats is already possessed.
Yeah, that's true. Poor squid.
Parents started banning Ouija boards, even though they were just
Mm-hmm.
games. Children were lectured about dabbling in the occult. A lot of kids probably just lied about using them to avoid a lecture or being taken for an exorcist.
Yep.
The movie also helped set the stage for the Satanic Panic,
Oh my goodness. We
which
stand her.
will totally not come back up again in the future. Um, People genuinely believe that the devil could be in schools and daycares in their own neighborhoods. And it kind of gave shape to people's fears. People's irrational fears were suddenly in a tangible form in front of them,
Mm-hmm.
even though it was only for, entertainment purposes. It really didn't go that way. It also changed how society viewed horror itself. Until this time, horror movies had been the classic, 1920s, 1930s B movie productions that we know and love,
Yeah,
or that
like
I know and
kitschy
love.
and
Like think of Universal monsters. Like this movie took the horror genre and elevated it into like actual cinema, and demonstrated that horror could provoke like these questions about psychology and morality and spirituality and fear, like what human fear really is. Um, And that opened the door for movies like The Omen and Rosemary's Baby to really kind of like, The Exorcist walked so those movies could run, and
Yeah.
people have these like demon baby nightmares. I wonder if that also says something about like the horrors of childbirth too, the horrors of parenting, the horrors of maybe not as consciously as other things, but
Hmm.
I guess it depends who did most of the writing for those as well. Because if they were men, it's trash. But if a woman were to write a story about that, I'd full on buy it. This is a horror movie about becoming a mother, which is terrifying.
Hmm.
Even people who want kids say that it's scary. Ugh. No offense if you want kids. Good for you.
Or have had kids.
I think you're fucking crazy, but
Sorry, mom.
sorry,
But you were
mom.
fucking crazy for having me and my sister.
People who have multiple, I'm like, girl, one
Oh,
wasn't enough. That wasn't enough to traumatize you. God,
well,
couldn't
I've
be
always
me.
said that my birth was very easy. So
That's good. I guess if you've done it once, you kind of know what to expect the second time.
I think it wasn't really that. I just came out better or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
She'll listen to this episode and then tell me.
I didn't come out good.
Yeah.
I was almost dead when I came out.
Yeah, you sure were.
Uh,
You freaking
so
freak.
that's probably pretty traumatizing.
Sorry.
Uh,
Oh boy.
so yeah, and also religious institutions,
Suck.
this affected them as well, like priests were being asked way more to come and conduct exorcisms.
Hmm.
Obviously, sometimes, a lot of times from people who probably just needed therapy, but like exorcisms went from being this rare, secretive ritual to this like spiritual spectacle almost.
Yeah.
And it also forced society to talk about mental health, or at least how to distinguish mental illness from demonic possession. And I mean, that goes back to things that we talked about, that we've been talking about for 2 seasons now, like, especially when we talked about witchcraft and people not understanding what mental illness looks like and then persecuting those people. So the movie kind of drew on this blurry line between knowing if something is psychological or if something is spiritual. And that made the movie scarier for some people, like not knowing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have the imagery. Reagan's spinning head, her levitating bed, the pea soup, the backwards crab walk down the stairs, calling her mom a whore. All of those things, like,
Yeah.
even if you've never seen The Exorcist, you probably recognize all of those tropes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They are in the collective imagination, they're in the zeitgeist. They are recognizable shorthand tropes for demonic possession and evil, religious evil. They're parodied, they're referenced in
Like everything.
everything, other movies, shows, Halloween
Like
decorations.
like supernatural. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
The demons being able to like move people around with their
yeah.
minds and shit.
And it all traces back to this ordinary boy in Maryland in the 40s.
Who was just probably mentally ill and
Yeah, he
needed
probably
some attention and kind of went off the deep
Well,
end.
and like if you think about it, his, his little description said that his parents were loving but strict, and
Hmm.
he was an only child. He relied on his aunt for attention and affection, and then she died.
Hmm.
So it's classic like poltergeist behavior as well. Like you're acting out to get attention.
Yeah.
So through The Exorcist, Roland Doe's story became a lens for society to examine fear, faith, childhood, and the unknown, whether real or imagined. And The Exorcist changed the way that we think about evil in cinema, maybe even ourselves. Was he truly possessed? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'm gonna have to say I don't think he was.
Yeah. In the words of Walter Halloran, the man who held the boy down as the prayers were spoken over him, he was never certain about whether or not the boy was possessed. But either way, next time you see a Ouija board or a levitating bed in a movie, just remember, it's Roland Doe's fault.
Yeah. Now you know why.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Well, he's dead now, so. Do we know if did he marry? Did he have any kids or anything?
Yes, I said that.
Sorry. I was so fixated on his the fact that he worked at NASA.
Yeah, I did say it in that same sentence, I think.
Oh, okay.
He after the exorcism, where did that go? Boop, 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 boo. After the exorcism, he returned to Maryland, finished school, married, had kids, and worked for nearly 40 years at NASA.
Okay.
Yep, he was just a normal guy, and then he died, and it
Fully
came
glossed
out
over
that he was this kid.
Oh my goodness. But 40 years at NASA though, goddamn.
I know. I mean, that's the real achievement,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Like, who cares? You had some crazy outburst as a kid because you were grieving and you didn't know how to deal with it, and your parents didn't know how to deal with you. Who cares? It
But
was
you
the
became a
40s.
sensation, mister.
You helped people go to the moon. You put people in space.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's so
And
cool.
you put butts in seats at the movie theater.
Because the moon landing is totally real.
It is. It is. It in fact is. Do you know why they went to the moon specifically? Why they landed on the moon? Why they wanted it so badly, but have basically not really gone back since then?
Well, yeah, to beat Russia.
It's because the moon is made of a rare kind of cheese that
That what
we really
Wallace
wanted
and Gromit
to
movie.
that we really wanted to know what it smells and tastes like.
Mm.
So they had to bring back some moon samples so
It's
they could smell it back on
Wensleydale.
Earth because they couldn't, there's no
Smell it in
atmosphere
space.
on the moon. There's no atmosphere, so you
Yeah.
can't smell things.
It's Wensleydale.
And then they distributed the moon cheese all over the world. And now, yeah.
I saw this documentary.
Yes, Wallace and Gromit.
It's Wensleydale.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Man,
I would recommend that documentary to anyone.
I think I always used to watch Wallace and Gromit at Christmas, and I haven't for like 10 years. And
Oh, dude, did you see the new movie?
Well, that concludes this week's broadcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you wish to stay in touch, reach out to us at broadcastfromthebelfry@gmail.com or stalk us on Instagram at broadcastfromthebelfry. Again, I hope you've enjoyed our little show. Please rate and review. And until next week, stay